Good day, good day. We'll get right into it. Futures open up higher. Not that high though. We were talking yesterday about 1,500 levels and 5,000 levels for the ES and the NQ. So these are at key levels on the lower end of the range. If we see 14.5 break to the downside on the NQ NASDAQ futures, or we see this, really if we see 4,400 break on the ES, the S&P futures that people watch, watch out to the downside. So we're at the lower end of the range on the futures. SPY dipped below that 450 level. So I think we can start to ponder the idea of buying a dip. We'll look at some names here. But at the same time, we did see oil, natural gas drop slightly before their futures closing trades yesterday. And so they're still lower than they were at their peaks of yesterday. Excuse me. They're still lower than they were at their peaks of yesterday, but up 1.5% from the low where they finished. So we'll see. Right now, oil and natural gas futures up a little more than the S&P and NASDAQ futures. So we'll see if that's something that is giving away the trend of today, where maybe it's not time to buy the dip on some of these big tech names just yet. So let's get to those. I'm excited because one name I really like is trading in a level I really like. Below 105 for AMD, to me, is a good level. And I'm excited with a payday incoming tomorrow. I get to add something to the long term if it's at a level I like. So I don't know what it's going to be yet. I don't know that I'll make the decision tomorrow morning. I may see how things play out at the end of this week. But I'm get to start looking, right? This is, where I used to get a paycheck and want to go buy some new Nikes. I'm on the shop now for some long-term investments, whether that be Bitcoin, which is actually trading at a decent level. Because if you like something like Bitcoin, like AMD, like Google, you like low prices, to be honest, especially if you have fiat, any leftover fiat money sitting in the bank. I'll tell you the other. So AMD, Bitcoin, the other stock I'm watching as a possible investment that I really like long term is Airbnb. I think it forecasted for a so-so Q1. Had a really good Q4, I believe, and forecasted for a so-so Q1, which makes sense. January, February is probably not the busiest travel months, but we are entering periods of time that will be good travel months. Airbnb was a recent IPO last summer, I believe. God bless. Good day. I'm a believer that programming your food and water with prayer helps your body to, I guess, form accepting a symbiotic relationship with the minerals and nutrients you're consuming. So who cares? Enjoy that food like it's your last meal or your last cup of coffee every time. Because it could be. We know the purpose is greater. Probably have to get to work today. But hey, if I can come on here and just give one positive message, one positive prayer, just to myself every morning, I'll be a better man for it. So that's the advice. Get the, because you can take yesterday, for example. Yesterday, I made a dumb trade in pre-market. I bought a recently uplisted gold company, and it dropped 40% yesterday, maybe more than 40%. And I was in it like $10 out at like $9, and it was the biggest loser I've had in a while. So practice patience. Don't chase heavy green. So we've had two really substantial down days in a row. That's pretty normal for the rally that we had with the 10-11 day rally to have two strong pullback days on Apple. To be expected. But and some of these prices look a little better. Costco was the big winner of yesterday. Costco hodlers are awesome. People love them from Costco. I do too. So we'll see. Costco seems to be handling supply chain management pretty well. SoFi got bad news. They got a downgrade on the student loan portion of their business due to student loan relief and the expansion of the student loan payment pause. So they got a slight downgrade. They were expecting to get some revenue from student debt this year as the student debt loans resumed payment, but those were halted again. So they got downgraded. So kind of stay away from SoFi right now. See what happens. Um, any student debt news is any student debt relief is not good for SoFi because they do have a large portion of their balance sheets tied up in student loans. So careful with SoFi. I think it's a great fintech. I think it's a great app, but anything negative about not receiving student loan payments to their balance sheet is going to impact them negatively. I'll stay away from SoFi right now, just until we see what happens. Tesla looks like it's the leader of the pre-market. BKKT actually got news that they had a merger with an American bank. I don't think we've seen the full extent of this yet, but could be something to keep an eye out if you wanted to throw BKKT on the watch list. I don't know why. I just want to sit and I want to just talk monetary policy and economy and business with my friends all day. I get to do that with clients, which is nice. I don't think I get to do it enough. I wish I had a lot more real positive interactions in my day, but if I get to share a positive interaction with myself, then God will it. I love it. I'll enjoy it. Oh, it's good to stretch, flex those face muscles. Flex. Oh, and relax. So we feel good. Ready for a good day. All right, get the hands in here. Team on three. 1, 2, 3, team. Let's see. We'll see. So let me know. I'm open to suggestions for long-term investments right now. I like the level AMD is at. Nvidia actually dropped to a decent level yesterday. For reasons why in some of my previous videos I explain why I like AMD a little more than Nvidia for the next 5 years. But AMD has gotten a couple downgrades recently, which is weird. And I don't know. I think it's just whales playing games. keeping it suppressed, keeping retail out of the float, and I'm an AMD bull. AMD. So I am finding things I like. That's all you should do. Find some things you like, invest in them. If it's, if you like bonds, continue to look interesting. If you like real estate, just go invest in something you like. It might go down in value, it might go up in value, but find you a good deal. Find you a good deal. This problem is not a ton of good deals right now. Housing market. There's not a ton of good deals out there, especially with the medium price of homes and a rising interest rate right now. It's not a great deal. It's not a great deal in the car market right now. It's not a great deal in the grocery store now. So just be smart. Use your investments wisely. I know I don't have to tell you, but treat your money like it's gold. $7:30. Let's go for another 15 minutes at least, and we'll wrap it up. I like Square too, guys. Cash App is a great Bitcoin exchange, wallet, whatever you want to call it. You got Cash App and Venmo. Venmo is a PayPal owned app. Cash App is owned by Block Square. So I like Square. I just think as you see Apple getting into small business payment solutions software, you'll see MasterCard, Visa, you'll see the technology that was once proprietary to big banks and gatekeepers be opened to any entrepreneurs with software and hardware knowledge to program payment solutions that are simple, easy to use for multiple applications of transactions, and I just think Square is, obviously, you've probably heard of Square if you've been around anybody that has run a small business, has run a little pop-up shop that sells candles or trade shows. So Square is a really easy payment transaction solution for small businesses. It's a great idea, great technology, really easy to use too. We need more of that. We need to support small businesses. I'm stoked. The farmers market here in Mount Pleasant, I believe, starts back up next week. It supports a lot of our local farmers here in the Low Country. Local business owners, that sort of thing. So, I love it. I love it. We go get fresh produce on Tuesdays, and we get a couple little fresh pastas from the local pasta makers, and a couple fresh meats from the local butchers. So it's great. It's price great too. I don't know if you guys have seen the prices in your Publix, Harris Teeters, Kroger's recently, but thank goodness for Costco. All right. Hope everybody has a wonderful day out there. Get you a couple deep breaths. Change your perspective. See if there's one thing that's being viewed of as a negative in your life, and see if you can change your perspective on it. See if it helps you with it. This computer's just so loud, the mic picks up. It's all good. All good. USWS and IMPP are still my lotto plays. They're holding up. They're holding up above a buck. IMPP's been holding $1.30 very well. And IMPP's really had a little bit more volume. They've both traded over 1 million shares, which is not difficult to do when your share only costs $1, but so the news on BKKT was BAKKT, ticker BKKT, to enable American bank customers access to Bitcoin and Ethereum. So is American Bank its own bank, or is that like a broad range of the American banks like Wells Fargo and Bank of America? I think American Bank is its own entity. American Bank, based in Allentown, PA. It's not the first bank BKKT has signed up to use their exchange and custodial services. Kind of bullish. I feel like we just need the crypto price to, the Bitcoin price to cooperate. We need to get back to 45s. But it's one of your leaders in pre-market on my watch list. Let's see how the banks are doing. Banks are up 0.25% in the pre-market. AMD is kind of slipping here. Let's see what the rest of our semiconductors are doing. Everything's up just a little bit in the pre-market. So you can see AMD's back down, getting close to decent levels here. Getting close to that 100 marker. You know, don't have anything to do with it today, but maybe it's at a level I like tomorrow. One thing I just thought of is, let's say you're not sure. Let's say you get a Friday fiat payday and you want to invest in something. Let's just say you're not sure and you want to see how things goes. You can take a quarter of, let's say you have $800 to invest after you've paid your utilities, monthly bills, put a little bit, put some away for groceries for the week, for a couple weeks until next payday. And let's say after all that you're blessed enough to have $800 left over, but you're not sure where to put it. Tomorrow we'll obviously take a closer look at where AMD's at, where Airbnb's at, where Bitcoin is at, where Tesla is at, because crazy stuff can happen today, right? But let's say you're unsure about the levels. Like, if AMD is at 105 tomorrow morning and I've got, and I'm able to pay my bills and have $800 left to spend on investments, one thing I can do is if I kind of like 105, I can put $200. I can buy 2 shares of AMD. And then I can wait until Monday. I can wait until middle of next week. I can wait until end of next week to put another $200 on it. Or maybe that goes up, starts, doing really well. Oh, shucks, I should have put more money in there, but I'm not going to chase it. So I'll look for, maybe Airbnb will lag till middle of next week, and maybe Airbnb will be at a level I like middle of next week, where AMD, I'm not going to chase it to add more to that position, but just let it work and see if it comes back down again to a level I like, so that I can put another, buy another couple $100 worth, buy another couple shares. So, that's just my approach. Let's say it's Bitcoin, and even if it's, you get $500 to spend this round of paycheck, because it's not quite the end of the month, and my next check should take care of my rent. So you got 500, put 150 towards an investment you like. If you really like the level, if you freaking love Bitcoin, if you love Apple, and you're going to hold it for 10 years, then put whatever amount on it you like. But one thing you can always do is start small. You can always start small. You can always start with a $50 investment, with a $100 investment. You can buy 1 share of AMD. Buy 1 share of Apple. Start with investing in a long-term portfolio. Alright, having a second cup of coffee and head out for the day. Looks like it's going to be stormy weather. What is our weather bringing today? So just a couple scattered showers this morning. Looks like we could get some thunderstorms roll in later. But overall, looks like it's going to be a decent day out there, folks. So, I don't even know that you'll need umbrellas or anything. Get you some water in too. Don't forget to hydrate in the morning. Make sure every cup of coffee you have, you get you a cup of water to go with it too. Get you an apple or a fruit or something too. Get you some sustenance. Cheers. Y'all go crush it today. Stoked for tomorrow. Looking for long-term investments. Looking for good long-term investments. Looking for a good place to go spend a couple $100. I've become really weird like that though. I like to just squirrel away a couple $100 in different places. Like I've got a couple different brokerages I use for different accounts and a couple different crypto servers. So if anybody ever has any questions about what fintech they think they should potentially look into using for trading or crypto buying and selling. The next one I'm going to try, I think, is FTX. I didn't like Binance. I could probably take a closer look at it. I just thought, I don't know, they wanted a fuck ton of information from me. But I think FTX will be the next one I try. And I think I can trade currency pairs on FTX too. So that could be cool. Could be something to look at. Let's check the futures. What's the future looking like? No real news this morning, guys. No real news this morning, guys. Okay, so gold futures popping up a little bit. Crude oil, natural gas, Brent crude popping up a little bit, and the NQ and ES, the NASDAQ and the S&P futures dropping a little bit. So that looks to want to try and confirm the big oil rise and the tech fall, but we'll have to confirm that, and obviously we'll have to see how that continues to trend heading into open at 9:30. But gold is up, crude oil is up. Crude oil is at 98.58. Natural gas is at 6.223. Brent crude is at 103.30, and then the NASDAQ futures is up 0.25%. 14.542, and the ES, the E-mini S&P futures, is up 0.15% at 4.482, and dropping. So watch out for these guys. Oil is up. S&P and NASDAQ futures not wanting to go to the upside this morning, at least not this early. And if those go down, if the SPY goes down, if NASDAQ goes down, if banks go down, if any of these stocks continue to get hit today, then be careful. We could if we get Bitcoin's just, at least popping up to say hello this morning. I don't know. I don't know. Man, traffic's probably gonna be a bitch this morning. Alright. I may have to take this cup of coffee on the road. I gotta get into the office today. Master starts today. Good luck, Harold Varner III. That's what I'll be pulling for. ECU Pirate, Harold Varner III. He was at ECU the same time as me. Great golfer. He won the Conference USA Championship. And is now on the professional golf tour, playing in the Masters this year. So, shout out, congrats. Go win that sucker. But just playing in the Masters that's a once in a lifetime achievement. That's a very small group of people have played in that tournament. Only the best of the best. I don't see a whole lot of news this morning, guys, so that'll probably do it. Just see if, keep an eye on the futures prices if you can. CL for crude oil, NG for natural gas. And I just use Yahoo Finance to keep my watch list of the futures. Just because Webull doesn't have a futures. I think TOS, TD Ameritrade may. Charles Schwab doesn't. But could be a good day for oil if these trends continue. We had the big oil executives, like the big oil executives of Exxon, in D.C. yesterday, testifying in Congress about the price gouging or whatever. But I don't know, seemed to be kind of bullish for those stocks yesterday. So we shall see. XOM and Oxy should both be up in pre-market. Yeah, Oxy's up 2% in pre-market. Wow. So Oxy up 2% in pre-market. It's been a good one. I was talking about it. I've been talking about it for a while actually, but Warren Buffett has bought in this year. The CEO of Oxy just bought $750,000 worth of his own company's shares at an average cost of $58. So, pretty sure it's below $58. I mean, if you're buying below, if your average cost on Oxy is this morning at $57, you have an average cost below what the CEO of probably not average, but you have an average cost below of what the CEO just purchased as far as shares in his own company. So that at least makes me feel a little better. Warren Buffett didn't buy too much further below these prices. So hey, if Warren Buffett likes it, that says something, right? He's a pretty good investor. I don't know. Maybe I'm better. No, I'm just playing. Warren Buffett, GOAT investor. All right, that's a cup of coffee down. It's 8:05. Y'all go get them today, Tiger.